Do you feel you're settling in a current relationship, trying to make it work? Are you beginning to have feelings that the relationship just isn't a good fit for you? Are you telling yourself that being with someone is better than being alone? So you'll try to make it work. If your answers to these questions are mostly yes, then it sounds like you may be shoehorning yourself into the relationship. Whether we're talking about a romantic partner or your bestie girlfriend, it's basically the same, and that's, you're not being your true, real, genuine self. Instead, you're shoehorning yourself to make yourself fit in the relationship. So grab a spot of tea and sit with us for a bit as we explore what shoehorning a relationship is and how it can keep you from being the best authentic you possible. Let's begin. First off, and we've said this before, we will never tell you to leave someone or walk away from a relationship. Likewise, we will never tell you to stay in a relationship. That's not what this channel is for. You've got a village for that. A family or group of friends, people who care about you and who are close to you, and in your immediate environment. We're here to inspire you and build you up, educate you and provide tools and the encouragement for you to excel. We're here to shine a light on areas where you might need a bright light moment. We're here to get you thinking, then talking, and sharing with those closest to you. We're sort of here to be that spark, while your village is there to ignite you into a full-fledged flame. Now, having said that, let's discuss the mindset of shoehorning. For those of you who might not know, try to visualize this. A shoehorn is a sort of tool that's designed to help you slip your feet into shoes more easily. It's typically made of plastic or metal, and has a curved or spoon-shaped end. The curved end is inserted inside, and right against the back of the shoe, while the handle end provides a grip for the user. Now imagine this. With the shoehorn in place, the person slips their foot in the shoe, a bit easier, because the shoehorn opens up or spreads that back part, where the heel of your foot rests, wider, providing a bit of room, allowing you to slide your foot into the shoe easier. So you can see the benefit of a shoehorn if you have a tight-fitting shoe, right? Instead of struggling and pushing, and trying to cram your foot into the ill-fitted shoe, the shoehorn helps you to get the shoe on. It helps you to force your foot into the shoe. Now that doesn't mean the shoe isn't uncomfortable or tight. Nor does it mean it's not painful to walk in. It simply means the shoe is on the foot. Get where we're going with this? In this case, we're using the shoehorn as an analogy of a woman shoehorning a relationship, trying to get it to work, even though it might not be a good or the best fit for her. Now let's dig a bit deeper into this analogy and see if it doesn't make clearer sense to you. Again, a shoehorn is used to push the foot into the shoe to make it fit. Similarly, in a relationship, a woman might try to mold herself to fit, totally disregarding any signs of incompatibility, of them not being a good match, a good fit. She may invest a significant amount of time and effort, and emotional energy, trying to make the relationship work, even when she herself realizes it seems forced on her part. Can't you see how the constant effort to make the relationship work, to shoehorn things, despite the underlying incompatibility, can lead to frustration, disappointment, and leave the person emotionally drained and totally dissatisfied? Over time, the emotional strain can really take its toll on one's overall happiness and general well-being. Of course, initially she may simply ignore the discomfort, like when using a shoehorn. It can cause discomfort or pain if the shoe is too small or doesn't align properly with the foot. In this analogy, the woman might ignore her own intuition or gut feelings that are telling her the relationship isn't a good fit. She might overlook red flags, communication issues, or fundamental differences between herself and the person she's involved with, choosing rather to brush it all aside or rationalize them away in an attempt to maintain the relationship. Here are sisters, shoehorning oneself into a relationship often requires quashing one's true self and sacrificing one's personal needs and desires. The woman in this analogy might suppress her own ambitions, goals, or personal growth to prioritize the relationship, even if it comes at the cost of her own happiness or well-being. This can lead to a lack of authenticity and self-expression within the relationship, which ultimately doesn't do the relationship, or the woman in the relationship, any good. Then there's the gradual pain one suffers during and after walking about wearing too tight shoes. Any one of you out there who's forced your feet into tight shoes knows what we're talking about. Like walking in uncomfortable high heels, the woman in a shoehorned relationship may find herself constantly struggling to maintain a sense of balance and harmony because the relationship isn't a proper fit. She might engage in behaviors such as excessive compromising, overgiving, or trying to please the man she's dating to keep the relationship intact, resulting in it becoming exhausting, as she tries to put in and sustain an effort she really doesn't feel. Understand? Then there's the potential for long-term discomfort. When a foot is forced into a shoe it doesn't really fit, it can result in discomfort, pain, or even blisters for the wearer in the long run. Similarly, if a woman continues to shoehorn a relationship that isn't naturally compatible, it can lead to sustained dissatisfaction, emotional stress, and overall unhappiness. Despite all her efforts, the relationship may not thrive or bring her the joy or fulfillment she desires. Again, this analogy can apply to any relationship, romantic or friendships. The point is, one needs to focus on healthy relationships where there's genuine compatibility, mutual respect, and genuine, equitable dynamics. It's crucial to foster connections that allow both individuals to grow, feel supported, and experience genuine happiness, rather than forcing a fit that isn't, or was never, meant to be. On that note, let's briefly discuss what a healthy and fulfilling relationship should encompass, and what one should do when seeking the best fit. When it comes to finding a healthy and fulfilling relationship, it's important for a woman, or anyone for that matter, to consider several factors. To begin, you have got to understand your own values, interests, and goals. And here's a biggie: you must prioritize your own self-worth. You need to take the time to discover who you are as an individual, as this will provide a solid foundation when you start looking for a compatible partner or a lifelong friend. Do you share the same values and have the same life goals? What about your fundamental core beliefs, ethics, and aspirations? When you and your partner are aligned in these areas, it becomes easier to build a future together and support and encourage each other's individual growth. Then there's communication and emotional maturity. Effective communication is essential for healthy relationships, as it fosters understanding, works well to resolve conflicts, and strengthens the bond. Emotional maturity ensures that both parties are empathetic, supportive, and able to navigate their emotions effectively. Next, and this should almost go without saying, there's mutual respect and equality. And before anyone starts to click off, I'm not talking about feminism. I'm talking about humanity. Being human beings, side by side, together. Listen, sister, this is a broad village we're a part of. We're diverse women culturally, ethnically, even in our spirituality and religion. I'm a Western woman, and as such my environment and upbringing can be so much different than yours. As such, I'm not for or against certain things. I'm going to be purposely grey in certain areas, out of respect to you, and whatever your situation may be. At the end of the day, we here want you whole, and healthy, fulfilled, and joyfully living out your life where and however that might be. So I'm tippy-toeing a bit around the word equality. Sisters, how about I say this: we all need to be in relationships where we're respected as individual human beings, where our opinions are valued, and boundaries respected. A healthy partnership should be built on mutual respect, trust, and appreciation for each other's contributions to that relationship. Understandably, there are those cultures where certain things are deferred to the man, or deferred to the woman, depending on how their culture defines these roles, but respect has no culture, or ethnicity, or is or should be solely defined by a role. It's about two people willing to listen to one another about something that concerns and impacts them both, even within the context of their culture. Love allows it, sister. How else can you feel valued and understood if you don't feel you're being heard? Don't you see where trying to fit into a relationship where one doesn't naturally belong can chip away at one's self-confidence and self-worth? The woman may start questioning her own value and worthiness, feeling undeserving of a healthier and more compatible relationship. This can have long-lasting effects on her self-esteem and future relationship choices. Then there's the emotional and physical toll trying to maintain a shoehorned relationship can have on a person. The effort of constantly trying to make a relationship work, despite its inherent challenges, can result in emotional and physical exhaustion. The person trying to shoehorn herself into this relationship can find herself drained from the emotional labor and strain of maintaining an incompatible partnership. This exhaustion can spill over into other areas of her life, affecting her overall well-being and relationships with others. Then there's the sharing of interests and compatibility. While differences can bring diversity and excitement to a relationship, having shared interests and activities can enhance the bond and create a close and meaningful connection. Sharing and enjoying similar hobbies, passions, or activities provides opportunities for shared experiences and happy and exciting quality time together. Can't you see how this type of relationship can't help but be supportive and nurturing? The romantic interest or best friend here will support your dreams and aspirations and encourage your personal growth. They will lift you up, celebrate your successes, and stand by you during challenging and difficult times. A supportive and nurturing partner contributes to your overall well-being and helps you to become the best version of you possible. Then finally there's this: by shoehorning oneself into an unsuitable relationship, the woman may be missing out on the opportunity to find a truly fulfilling and compatible partner. A shoehorned relationship takes an investment of time and energy, all this into a relationship that has little chance of long-term success. Don't you know that by staying in a relationship that isn't a good fit, the woman could be delaying her own personal happiness and contentment? Granted, we understand your fear of being alone or starting over. We get that this can be what's preventing you from pursuing a relationship that fits with your values and needs. But remaining in a shoehorned relationship can potentially resulting in a sister overlooking other individuals who could offer a healthier and more satisfying connection, resulting in her missing out on the chance to find genuine joy and fulfillment in a more compatible partnership. Again, it's not up to us to tell a woman to stay or leave a relationship. We have absolutely no details or information to be able to weigh in on this. You've got the people in your immediate environment to help you sort that out. What we will offer, by way of reminding, is that two people dating each other is the process that's used to determine if they're compatible. This is what dating or courting is supposed to do. Allow you to get to know one another to determine if you're a fit. Dating is not an arena where someone fundamentally changes themselves, shoehorning themselves, to make the relationship fit. In the end, remember that you are worthy of a relationship that brings you fulfillment and joy. It's never too late to reassess your situation and make choices that align with your authentic self. Embrace the courage to stop forcing relationships and be brave enough to wait for that one partner who is a real and true fit to you. Trust that by prioritizing your happiness and refusing to settle, you pave the way for a future filled with love, compatibility, contentment, and joy. Until next time.